What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, we're going to take a look at a kit that I don't quite have framed properly. But it is, of course, the HG Gundam 00 Diver from, well, the Build Diver series is what it is. Now, of course, this we did the unboxing on this not long ago, and, well, it's my first actual 00 HG. I've only built the 00 in MG form before, but we'll get to that in a second. Of course, we've got all the nice box art here of the 00 Diver, as we've seen it since pretty much episode 1 of the anime. Looking really good. You got the Build Divers logo right there. You got probably another Build Divers logo right there. Oh, hey, HG Build Divers. You've got the logo right there of the diver gear. And Riku's mobile suit. Yay for that Bandai logo over here. Now we come to the bottom, we've got actions, stylish proportions, and smooth moving mechanisms for dramatic action poses. And you've got GN Sword 2s right there, along with the mode change from sword mode to rifle mode. Nothing new there. We've got hands. Do we really have that many hands? It says various hand parts are included. Apparently I didn't pay much attention to that. And you've got wrists that clearly do wrist things. I'm going to leave it at that. And you've got GN beam sabers are equipped on the rear armor. Yes, they are. And of course, you see right there that he's on a diver gear base, along with twin drive system on both shoulders can be moved flexibly. That's pretty much true. And you got stuff and things. You got the lineup so far. You've got the Red Beret, the 00 Diver, the Magnum, the Beammaster. I was like, okay, I'm going around there. I was like, which one am I missing? Come to the other side, and you've got, it is all the zeros in the line. I think that is a 00 pun, technically speaking, or it exists before the anime existed. Kind of. Considering that we saw this and the Magnum and the Red Beret all at the same time in the prologue, it's a little weird that this was given the just straight up 00 designation there, but I think that is more or less a pun kind of on the name and the serial number. So, and you've got BandaiHobby.net right there, and come over here and you've got the obligatory rear and front shot there. You got to read up on the 00 Diver. If you want to go ahead and read that, go ahead. Okay, and you got a little introduction to the series there. You got all the warnings right there. 00 Divers will hurt your 3-year-old. Please don't stick it in their face. And you come over here, you got the little guy on the toilet, poly bag, 1,000 yen. Seriously cheap kit, guys. They wanted this for beginner modelers to have easy access. And of course, we've got the illustration is by Koma, and the background image is by Satoru Yoshinobu. We've got a new 00 kit, guys. However, still upside down. That's right. And of course, there's no build montage for this one. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of trying to build these things pretty quickly to get them out to you as fast as I can. And so let's just go ahead and get right to it. Alright, guys, so here we have the 00 Diver out here and looking, well, pretty cool. And yeah, I brought him out on the diver gear base just because, well, that's just what it is. And it looks pretty cool. I do wish I had a turntable for this kind of moment. I would just set him on there and let it spin while I talk about it. But I'm not going to do that. So, of course, you've got your diver gear. Just set that off to the side. It's not that important. And it occurred to me that I'm missing the back skirt here. It popped off. So I'll just warn now, that doesn't stay on. Like, really at all. Unless there's supposed to be a polycap inside there, and I forgot, which I don't think there is. It just doesn't stay on. So right off the bat, there's a tiny problem. Alright, guys, so you guys know I love me some 00. I only have an entire month usually devoted to it every single year on this channel. So, building a new version of a 00 is always fun, and this is about the most modded out version that we could possibly get, and also the first HG I've ever done of a 00. It was a lot of fun, really nice and easy. If you build any 00 kits, there's a whole lot of familiar engineering to you at that point, you know. And I'm going to be a dummy and say that I only built this one expressive hand. It does come with all kinds of gun holding hands and stuff like that, but in reality, this particular kit isn't going to use any of them. Now, I could totally fire up the left expressive hand, which I probably will do after this review, since I'm mildly embarrassed that I didn't even do that. But like I said, was in a little bit of a hurry. Now, before we really get to any of the cool stuff about this guy, let's go ahead and show him off next to the previous kit that we've done. That is causing a problem. There we go. The H2 Magnum, which I didn't realize had such a height difference. I mean, he's about half a head taller, at least. But also, different scaling, different series, is what it is. So, the Champion and the new Challenger. So, I think at some point we will see these two clash for fun and rivalry and all the good things like that. So, this guy does have very few accessories, so we'll go ahead and look at those. First and foremost, he does have the GN Sword 2s right here on the hips. I like that they just plug right in, although it is mildly inconvenient when they don't want to let go. Kind of like that. Stay. Gonna have to move the camera up and down a lot. Just get out of my way. And of course, we've seen GN Sword 2s before. It's really hard to see the green on these. I got the camera turned way up. The green is super light on these, whereas like old 00 stuff was like this green. This is a super, super light green. I don't know if it's really going to show up. And they give you a sticker to put right around here. You can tell I painted that, and it came out a little sloppier than I thought, because you can see it through one side. Pretty bad, not going to lie. I thought this one was better. I'm going to go ahead and unjudge that for myself. So you do have these guys in sword mode. Of course, the GN swords can always transform. So just as you would do virtually any other time, pop that off. Flip the guard forward, flip the handle down, and now you've got it in rifle mode, which just inserts into the hand, and technically would insert into the forearm, except that that hole isn't even there. So it actually means he doesn't hold these very tight at all. Just being honest. You got to really cram them down in the hand. Okay, so you can leave this one in sword mode just so we can show that he holds it just fine in sword mode. So you've got it a sword mode and a rifle mode that once again he can't hold that well. So I think for the most part he's going to only be using these, at least in my collection, in sword mode if he's using them at all. But it looks pretty cool. I do dig that. Of course, later on we're going to get the gimmick where it has the attached, like, the little bit that can come off, kind of like the Seven Swords one does. I know we have that coming up, hopefully in the Ace. I know that's generally when he's used it, is after he upgraded to the Ace in the series. Now, the actual kit, I'm not going to lie, it's lacking some things, but it's not terrible. Now, right up here on the forehead, on that crystal and the gem there, you have to put a whole sticker over that. My red marker is dead, or I would have just painted it. Now you guys can see the foil for the eyes is actually very nice and bright, and of course thanks to my lighting now it does do a lot better showing those things off. Now you do get crystals for the sides of the head, however you cover them, so it doesn't do you any good. You also get a dark green metallic camera sticker for the front and for the back of the head. Doesn't do you any good, so it's just there. Some of the decisions don't make sense with this kit. Like the GN drives. So these are new GN drives. They're a lot smaller. And you can tell, I think, that these are meant to have something that goes there, because they left that nice and open. Now, these might be from the 00 riser. I'm not sure, because that's usually how the riser will plug in, is right there. But you got one that isn't a hold. They don't give you a sticker. They don't give you anything. I didn't bother painting it. I was thinking about chopping up some of the leftover clear green to make those filler parts, but because this is going to get upgraded to the Ace anyways, it doesn't really matter. The elbows and most of the joints do have the clear green I don't know really what to call them, honestly. Never knew what they were in the first place. But you do get the metallic black greenish thing underneath. You do get one here on the wrist that you can sort of see poking through, although they covered completely with these new wrist guards. Doesn't even matter. A lot of the choices that they made don't even matter with this kit. You don't get them on the knees at all, which is fine aesthetically, and one less sticker I have to use. Now I like some of the things they did here, like putting the actual 00 chest here on the crotch. I like the way that looks. You can tell this is a combination of several of the kits that he used to build this thing in the first place. The shoulders are 00 kind of mixed in there with some strike or whatever else he used to make this thing happen. I wish they'd give you a list on the box of all the kits that he kit bashed to get here. But, I mean, other than that, I didn't even have to add hardly any paint except down here on the feet. The gray right there is a sticker. I went ahead and painted it with my favorite dark gray ever, as you guys know. Same thing with the sides of the cheeks right there. Those got painted as well. So, it's pretty neat for what it is. It's a nice new little 00. An MG probably wouldn't go amiss, but if it takes so many new runners, I think it might be pointless. But well, let's go ahead and jump to articulation. Now for articulation, the head is on a standard double ball joint polycap, so he can turkey neck with the best of them. He can rotate, although the chin and everything does sort of get in the way, plus this new V-fin is a little hard to grip. You got big ears and V-fin and little spikes on the back of the head, so just be wary when you're trying to rotate it around. It gets a little stiff, doesn't necessarily want to go anywhere. The shoulders are captured polycaps like so he can shrug forward and do a little bit of a butterfly, not much. And of course the GN drive mounts up here do limit how far you can go around, but otherwise you got some decent shoulder rotation, and you can go all the way out. Hold on, let's get that up out of the way. Bicep swivel, and you can almost get a decent high teacher. Almost. Throw an expressive hand on there, be okay. You do get what is kind of a double jointed elbow because it moves in two ways. So you've got the main joint itself that actually is doing the elbow work, but then you have a lower elbow joint, and that's really nothing new with 00 kits. But, yeah, it totally works. I mean, it only gets you to 90 degrees at best, so take it or leave it. You do get an extra wrist joint right in here, like a lot of other 00 HGs. You just gotta be careful that you don't pop anything off. The wrist itself is just standard HG equipment. He does tilt back and forth on a center joint in the body. He does have a little bit of an ab crunch, not really. It's more or less happening by the ball joint for the waist. The waist does rotate, although you have to really watch your skirts where you're going with that. The front is just mounted on a ball joint, so this is really dumb in my opinion. I really don't like that idea. Side skirts are also on ball joint polycaps, and as we saw before, the rear skirt just comes right off. Oh, I totally forgot about these accessories back here. You do get equipped with the 00's beam sabers, however they don't give you beam saber blades, so honestly, you don't do anything with them. But if you got spare blades laying around, like I tend to have, you can totally make it happen if you really wanna. You do get the hips that do the shimmy, like so. You get the shimmy type hips. And he can kick forward really far. He can kick back only so far before you lose the back skirt, so that works out really nice. And you get a decent Jean-Claude, actually almost perfect Jean-Claude, a little unbalanced, but it does work. Butt skirt falls off. Thigh rotation, you can go all the way around, but why would you? And you get double jointed knees that get you technically about a 160, maybe 170. Really good knee though. Big chunky 00 knee, as you like it. Now the ankle, you've got a pivot point up in here, and you've got a rotation joint there. You've got a rotation joint there. So it can move quite a bit. You also have the upper ankle armor. It's just on a loose, tucked-in hinge. So it's just there to kind of accommodate some of the more awkward steps that you might make. It doesn't really do any good. But you can get this guy into some okay poses. You know, really get it stretched out there if you want to. Something like that. Go watch TheKrowSama's pose videos if you really want to get into that mess. Now, if you have your little base available and you have some sort of upright mechanism, because it does have quite a few. I'll make sure it's snapped in there good. You can totally just set this boy up, and the crotch hole is, well, it's in the crotch hole. Now you can do this in a multitude of ways. Just all comes down to how you want to play it, but use your articulation to really go and make something happen. Like there, the head actually got into a binding position, but that looks pretty good. I dig that. I like that you can get the reflection off the clear plastic there. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and give him a sword or two. Oop, that's still in gun mode. Give me a second. There we go. And there we go. It's a little bit loose, but it's not terrible. Not hateful. Now, the GN drives themselves can move around. So these are just on big ball joints back here inside the backpack. And then you got a pivot point up here. And you have a rotation joint up here. So you can get them nice and flat. And these little winglets also do move. I have no idea where the focus was while I was doing that. So, I mean, he can get kind of a big release going on there. Big particle release. If you want, he can go way back. Something like that. Hold on, let's get this leg. Let's get this leg up here. Get it into a proper... I've got the swords in the wrong hands because you can see the things there, but it is what it is. That's not bad. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Alright guys, so final thoughts wise, I like the kit well enough. I mean, it is super cheap. It's affordable. It's an easy kit. I think I did it in maybe 2.5 hours, if that. And, well, I mean, I love 00. It is what it is. I really do like this series that we've got going on as well. I think they have a good thing going with this new Build Divers universe. And it's a cool custom version of 00, so, I mean, I'm not going to be upset about it. I mean, even if you throw the champion in there in the background, definitely not bad. Now, of course, I do have some of his friends coming up as well. So look forward to those reviews in the near future. But guys, if you like this review, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that little dumb subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, go ahead and hit that bell. Because, honestly, YouTube's being really dumb about letting you guys know when I've got videos uploaded. But, of course, if you want to become a Patreon and actually help support the channel a little bit more, like John, Andy, Steve, Kolby, and TheKrowSama have, it'll be right there on the bottom of the screen. I'm trying to get this in a cool pose. And, of course, that all goes to help support the channel and really kind of fun things for the future. And I kind of have a decent goal of about a couple $100 a month between that and my YouTube revenue. And because YouTube is kind of iffy every now and then, every little bit can help. So also, if you want to get a Shoky shirt right here on the screen, that would be great as well, so you can get some cool merchandise. And I got new shirt designs that I'm kind of working on in the background. But guys, that's it for this review of the Hg00 Diver. So come back for the next things, and I will catch you on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on building.